I have a very special video this month for all of you. Today we'll have a chat with a very popular Skyrim mod author, JaySerpa. He has released 98 mods for the Skyrim Special Edition and millions of people have downloaded them. Did I say his mods were very popular? Check this out. Oh yeah, I personally use a lot of his mods and I love the creativity, humor and immersion that all of his mods bring to Skyrim. So let's get started with the Q&A, shall we? Okay, Mr. JaySerpa. What is it about Skyrim that really impressed you as a player and how has it influenced your own approach to modding and development?
Thank you, Magica Addict, for having me over. That's a great question. I remember playing Skyrim for the first time in the summer of 2012 and it literally just took over my life for several weeks. I played it non-stop for days. The fact that you could be anybody, you could go anywhere, there were so many NPCs to meet, so many decisions to make, so many stories to unfold, so much of the world to discover. I just fell in love with the game. Naturally, when you've played the same game for 10 years, you realize that a lot of those decisions were not as deep as you first thought. But that's where modding comes in, and that's really my goal when I mod. I want to make Skyrim into a deeper, more complex and more reactive world without filling it up with menus or confusing systems. I always try to make mods that complement what is available in the original game.
Definitely, Mr. JaySerpa. Your mods makes the world of Skyrim so reactive and adds so much immersion. I just love them all. So my next question would be, what do you hope players get out of your mods?
In terms of gameplay, I'm always aiming for a more immersive experience. Having players feel like their decisions and actions matter, and that the world and the NPCs around them react to who they are and what they do. I love that. In terms of the modding experience itself, my goal is to make mods you can just drop into your load order and have it just work. Like Todd would say, no patches needed.
I see humor in almost every mod you make and have literally spat out my tea several times when reading your notes or quest journals or listening to some dialogue in your mods. I assume you sit down and write down all of this before you implement them. Do you consciously seek ways to add humor or does it come naturally to you?
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It definitely comes naturally. In fact, I don't think I could stop it, even if I wanted to. No, but really, I always take life with a lot of humor, and this applies to modding too. If I make a player chuckle as a result of my silliness, then I'm literally the happiest guy in the world.
Awesome. Humor is a big part of all your mods and the community loves them. So my next question is all about my observation with large Skyrim modding projects. They seem to have dedicated writers, 3D asset creators, level designers, scripters, implementers, and voiceover personnel. Some of your mods are fairly extensive, like Skills of the Wild, Skyrim on Skooma, the Gift of Saturalia. Do you work on all of these departments of Skyrim modding and do you do it alone or do you have help from others?
I'm mostly a one-man show, but honestly, I love it. There's a lot of freedom in being your own boss and not having to depend on others. It's so different from my actual real-life job, where I have to do what I'm told all the time. When it comes to modding, I can do what I want and when I want to. The best is that people seem to like the results of this, and that really fills my heart with joy. I don't always work alone, though there have been some exceptions. I've collaborated with fellow mod authors on some projects, and I actually enjoyed it too. I also don't shy away from asking for help when the need arises. I owe a lot of my mods to all the fellow mod authors that have helped me along the way, and I'm happy to have found a lot of friends in the process too.
If someone wants to get into Skyrim modding and wants to create mods like yours, what skills will they need and what advice will you give them? How did you get started?
I started not knowing anything. I didn't have a single clue about scripting or splicing audio or making animations or literally anything. My advice would be, just because you don't know how to do it doesn't mean you cannot learn. I know people look at me the way I looked at mod authors 5 years ago, thinking, what this guy is doing is incredible. I could never pull something like that. But that's completely bullshit. If a dumb like me managed to learn, anyone can do it too. It's also not like you need to sit down and study long, boring books on the subject or anything like that. Install Creation Kit, open it up, and start messing around with it. Begin with small goals, always one objective at a time. One day you're learning how to place objects in the world, and the next you're making your own quests. The best part? You're not alone. Mod authors, despite our reputation sometimes, are quite the friendly bunch, and they're happy to help those willing to learn. There are also so many tutorials and guides out there. There are no excuses not to learn and make your mod ideas come true.
Hey JaySerpa, I installed all of your mods and went to a cave with my followers. In the first battle with some giant spiders, I ran away like a chicken, leaving my followers behind. I then find out that one of my followers has died. What the hell, man? Which monstrous mod of yours causes that?
Follower death and injury chance. In vanilla, followers are basically meat shields. With that mod, you now have to worry about their safety, meaning you end up equipping them with better armor and not letting them tank your enemies all on their own. It also encourages swapping followers from time to time, as sometimes they will get injuries and need to be out of combat for a few days. Pro tip to users of this mod: if you don't want your followers to die and just want the injury part, you can easily configure it in the MCM. Player choice, hell yeah!
I want to play this amazing mod called Chanterelle, a savage world to explore, by Vactrol. But I want it to be a hardcore survival experience. What are the go-to mods from your profile and other mod authors that you would recommend?
I actually have a sub-mod for Chanterelle, a small introduction quest to that world. It's sort of abandoned now since I stopped playing with Chanterelle some time ago, but I think it should still work. Anyway, to answer your question, maybe Skills of the Wild and Campfire would come in handy for such a world space.
Mr. JaySerpa, I don't know why I installed Campfire and one of your mods called Skills of the Wild. You see, I'm a story-based player. I generally do the main quests and faction quests again and again. I fast travel everywhere, get bored after completing all the faction quests, and then I run away to Reddit and complain that Skyrim is a shallow game. Now, I'm looking at your mod page, and those skill trees do look interesting. Hey, I never saw those in-game. Are you sure your mod is working?
Hey, show some respect, milk drinker. Skills of the Wild is the mod that started it all for me. I really wanted a mod like that, but there was nothing similar in the modding community. I asked other mod authors if anyone would be willing to make my mod idea come true, but everyone told me, no, learn it and make it yourself if you care so much about it. I actually did make it myself, haha. Fun fact about that mod: if you check the publishing time, I released it at 3:09 AM. I don't even want to imagine what my mental state was at that moment, or why I was publishing mods at such a time. That's what your first mod will do to you.
Okay, Mr. JaySerpa, I want to play as a bard in Skyrim. I want to travel from town to town, meet people, learn from them, and then also torment them with my character's horrible tunes. The end goal for my character is to become a member of the Bard's College and save up enough money to buy Proudspire Manor. Your mod, Skyrim's Got Talent, is a foundational mod for this build. How many years of visiting and performing in Skyrim cities would it take for my character to purchase his dream home?
Probably a long time, but hey, the tunes are awesome and the NPC reactions never get old. Also, not many people know this, but if you give an instrument to a follower, you can play tunes together. That should help pass up time a bit faster in your epic rockstar journey. Speaking of music and tips, the last update of Skyrim's Got Talent fixed a funny behavior that would make it so beggars were the most generous NPCs when handing out gold to performing bards. Before you ask, no, this is no longer the case. Sorry, it's been patched out. Try your luck with the local nobles.
Hey Mr. JaySerpa, I love your mods and I have all of them installed. When doing some quest, I can't remember which one, I read this note. Surely this is from your mod. The signs are clear. Which mod is that? And who is that narcissist in the game who wrote that letter?
I love that letter and its references. I don't think everyone got the jokes though. That letter is from the College of Winterhold quest expansion, and the grumpiest of the professors happened to write it, Sergius Tarianus. The funny thing is, Sergius doesn't know it, but a literal 10-year-old girl wrote the letter. Once you get to Stonehills as part of his quest, you discover that a young girl is struggling with her magic abilities and wishes to join the college. Then it's up to the player to either convince the mother of the kid that she should indeed join the college, or that she should stay with her family until she's older. I think it's one of my coolest quests to date.
Mr. JaySerpa, the Gift of Saturalia, a quest for the holidays, is one of my favorite mods and it is such a wholesome mod. Thank you for making it. I completed that quest and there is this warm feeling inside of me. I feel like my character really made a difference in the lives of some unfortunate souls in Skyrim. When you personally play that quest, which gift feels like it made a profound impact on the character?
They're all a bit special. I personally like seeing Captain Lonely Gale laughing and smiling again after he adopts one of the children from the orphanage. The scenes at play between father and son once the quest has finished are also very wholesome, and it's a little something that many people won't notice, but the few that do will get the feeling that they've actually changed the lives of a lot of NPCs for the better in a permanent way.
Alright, Mr. JaySerpa, now we get back to some future-based questions. If the community has some ideas for a large faction questline, will you consider looking at them?
I've been making mods non-stop since June 2020. I don't think there has been more than a month or two where I haven't released a new mod these past 4 years, which is pretty insane. It also feels like I keep setting my own bar higher and higher, which makes publishing mods an even more time-consuming endeavor. For example, my Take a Nap mod. Something seemingly simple. You can take a nap on chairs. Easy enough. Before you know it, the mod has new animations to see your character napping in uncomfortable positions. NPCs react with voice dialogue to your napping. There's a back pain debuff to keep beds relevant. There's compatibility with all other sleeping mods, etc. All of those small things are the quality standard I've set for myself. And this makes it so even smaller mods can take a long time until I feel like they're ready. I've sort of started cheating this system by publishing smaller mods on the low. I created a resource page where I keep uploading small gems. The latest releases in there include a fully voiced college fees add-on that has you paying Faralda a fee in order to enroll in the college. Or Al, a mod that allows a player to get drunk if they drink a few bottles in a row, with different immersive results. On top of this, I keep updating my older mods with more and more features. Just last month, there was an update to NPCs react to invisibility, adding 100 lines and new reactions to other similar effects. There's always something to do. Will I ever make another big faction questline, such as College of Winterhold quest expansion? Maybe, but right now, I don't think I'm ready to embark on such a time-consuming challenge.
Starfield, thoughts? Have you played it? Will you create mods?
According to Steam, I've put 69 hours into it, but truth be told, I haven't finished it just yet. It hasn't captivated me the way the worlds of the Elder Scrolls or Fallout do, but it's not like I hated it either. Maybe it's just missing mods. I have grown quite accustomed to being able to modify anything I dislike in a Bethesda game, so maybe that's why it didn't quite click with me. I will go back to it at some point though. But to answer your question, I can imagine myself making mods for other Bethesda games in the future. It's just really hard to let go of Skyrim as there's always something else to do.
Paid mods and creations. This is a hugely controversial topic in the Skyrim modding community and the Bethesda game modding community in general. I would love to know your thoughts on this.
I can see both sides. If paid mods means that authors can take their mods to the next level, bringing highly curated content to players on the same level as an official DLC, then that doesn't sound too bad. One thing that needs to be clarified though, is that modding is work. I've put thousands and thousands of hours towards modding and sharing my work with others for free. As much as I enjoy sharing content with others, I probably wouldn't have published even half of my mods if Nexus didn't have a reward system in place that benefits mod authors. Why? It's just not worth it. Mod users don't see the ugly side of modding. In the past 4 years, I've finished maybe 2 or 3 games because I barely had time for myself. The entirety of my free time has been dedicated to modding. You log into Nexus, and you see many bug reports that turn out to be caused by the users not knowing how to read instructions. People are insulting you because you're taking too long to respond to them, and some people demand that you make Xmod instead of wasting your time. It's just not worth it. That's why you sometimes see mod authors throwing a fit and hiding their mods, or why some mod authors decide to only share their mods with their friends in small Discord servers. Nexus has made it worth it to go through these hurdles. I also think Nexus's efforts to reward mod authors have led to a higher modding quality in general. Mod pages now tend to look a lot more professional. We've got revolutionary mods releasing every other month, and compatibility has been streamlined a lot. I could imagine something similar happening with Bethesda's paid creations. For example, perhaps we see mod authors invest in professional voice actors, artists, or animators that they normally wouldn't be able to afford. This could result in intricate quests and stories that rival or surpass those of Bethesda. Naturally, we've received such quests for free in the past as well, but maybe instead of having one such mod per year, we could have several. In that regard, I think the idea of paid mods is an interesting one. In any case, free mods are not going anywhere. Complex mods like Everglades Conditional Idols or something like My Immersive Interactions require third-party tools and mods, one of the things not allowed in Bethesda's creation store, so there will always be room for free mods. As for me, I don't have plans to publish anything in the creation store right now, but it's not something I completely discard in the future.
Thank you, JaySerpa, for raising a lot of valid points. The creation system is a great platform for modders to go full-time, and the community can get more DLC-sized, faction-based questlines now. My issue with the creation page is a lack of user reviews, which I find so egregious. There is no way to rate creations or find their quality. I would love it if the Bethesda testers who verify these creations actually show some test reports and talk about compatibility with mods, etc. I hope they make more changes to this platform going forward. What can the Skyrim modding community expect from JaySerpa in 2024 and 2025?
Honestly, I don't even know myself. My mod collection, Gate to Sovngarde, has been taking a lot of my time, so at the very least I assume I'll continue working on it. It's definitely paying back tenfold though. In less than a year, it's managed to obtain more than 60,000 players, and the feedback from those that have tried it has been absolutely mind-blowing. A lot of the mods I released this year have been influenced by Gate to Sovngarde. My goal is to streamline the mod lists, get rid of unnecessary menus, and improve the user experience of heavily modded setups. I'd like to think this is not only to the benefit of Gate to Sovngarde, but also all mod lists and collections. We got the simple hunting overhaul as a lighter hunting alternative. We got the dynamic activation key in order to remove menus that get in the way of gameplay. And my favorite, Description Framework by Nightfall Storm allows the player to discover the functionality of modded items on the fly without having to consult mod pages in the middle of your playthrough session. I hope I can keep innovating and improving the modding experience well into 2025, but I guess we'll see.
Thank you, JaySerpa, for taking time to speak to the Skyrim community, and thank you for your continued efforts to make Skyrim an eternal install on my PC and millions of PCs worldwide. Guys, I have all the links of JaySerpa in the video description. Please visit them and show your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you soon with more Elder Scrolls modding content.